What's up, everybody? This is Jacob Hamm and my friend Dakota Major, aka Mississippi's Strongest Catfish. This is our first episode of 601 Strong. We've been talking about this podcast and planning it for quite a while. I'm super excited to finally get it going and finally start this project with y'all. Well, Dakota, introduce yourself, man. Tell us a little about yourself and let them know what to expect from you in this podcast going forward.
Well, as y'all know, I'm the strongest catfish. Well, that's my Instagram and all my social media handles. And that's what I'm known for as my name around the strongman community. Talk about myself a little bit because I love talking about myself. This year was my first year competing in strongman, and I'm really gotten into it and starting competing in powerlifting. And I really like lifting heavy stuff and being around sweaty guys and sweaty gals. Some of my accomplishments so far, for the USS Strongman League, I won third place in the Mill Monster. If you've never heard or seen the Mill Monster, my buddy in Clinton puts it on. And it's usually a good show. Last year was kind of off a little bit, but y'all probably heard about it. My second accomplishment is I won second place at Alabama Strongest. And that was a really good show. It was over there, Gulf Shores, Alabama. So that was
down at the hangout.
Yep. Old Jacob over here, he was my meat handler for that meet, so it was pretty fun.
The best meat handler in the league.
He is the best meat handler. Why do I lift? I know everybody wants to know that. So I don't kill myself. No, I'm kidding about that. No, I lift because it's just something fun. I probably have a little bit of autism. That probably is another reason why. I had a hyper focus on something, and it couldn't be women, so it had to be lifting weights. What we're going to do with this podcast, we have no clue. We try to plan it out. We're just going to talk about lifting weights, different lifting sports and everything. Y'all probably will end up liking Jacob more because if you haven't noticed, I got my talking is kind of got an accent, a Mississippi accent. It's pretty hefty and a lisp. So comment words you want me to say because I bet that will be a fun game. But get back on the topic. Dakota Major is my full name. So if you see me out in public, call me by my nickname, not my real name. Strongest Catfish. So I think I'm going to throw it over here to Jacob and let him tell you a little bit about himself and what he does and all that. All right, Jacob.
Thanks, Dakota. So, like you said, my name's Jacob Hamm. I'm actually a lawyer by trade and an amateur power lifter, I guess, by hopes and dreams.
He says amateur, but I'm telling you, this guy right here, he's pretty strong.
Well, it depends on what our scale of strong is. So my background is in USPA and USAPL. I initially started with the USAPL, and I just, preference-wise, USPA lets you do the deadlift bar and the squat bar. And I really, believe it or not, and this may sound just superficial, that is the whole reason I swapped over from APL to USPA. I enjoyed being able to use squat bars and deadlift bars, and I guess it made me feel a little better about my puny deadlift.
Which is really small. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, he can almost bench what he deadlifts.
Yeah, 600-ish pounds is sad. But getting back on topic, Dakota talked about accomplishments. I have in USPA in the 275 raw class, I currently hold the bench record. I had the squat in total till a very, very strong guy came in and edged me out. I lost the squat in a competition with him, actually. Strong guy, great guy.
Do you know his name?
Yeah, it's escaping me right now. He's from Central Mississippi. Big old boy, bearded. But like I said, super great guy, great athlete.
Might have to have him on our podcast one day.
Maybe
you can remember him.
Yeah, I'll look him up on Open Powerlift and see who edged me out on it and see if we can't find him.
I mean, he beat you. You ought to know his name.
Yeah.
It ought to be etched into your mind. That would have been etched. Every guy that's beat me, they're etched in my mind. That don't sound right, but y'all get what I'm talking about.
I try to forget it myself when I lose. But yeah, great guy, stout guy. I think my favorite accomplishment, other than marrying my wife.
Yes, girls, he's married.
My favorite accomplishment is when I was at Ole Miss, my last year in law school. I won the first, well, I guess it might have been the second. It was the first or second year they did it. Their Swole Miss competition. It was a squat, bench, deadlift. And for about 4 months there, my brief moment of fame, I was the strongest man on campus.
Not for long, but he was.
Not for long, and just because some of those stronger football players didn't know about the competition and didn't compete. But that's neither here nor there. For that brief window, I was. So that's still my favorite competition. And I think as far as what I'm looking for in the podcast, I think it's a great space for us to give shout-outs to local lifters, maybe the local league, especially the one Mississippi Association of Strength Athletes, MASA. It's actually putting on a powerlifting meet. Dakota and I are competing in tomorrow. It's a great group of individuals. They're bringing strongman and powerlifting to Mississippi.
And some Highland games.
And
some other strength sports that we cannot say the full name of on here.
But it's really exciting. It's a league built just for Mississippians. There's no entry fee. Obviously there's fees for the competitions, but there's no fee for joining the federation.
There's no federation fee. Most of our competitions so far they've thrown on is $50 to enter. He always throws on stuff to get free entries in the competitions. And it's a really good way for new people to get into the sports and everything. And not just people in Mississippi compete now. We let states surrounding and anybody. It don't matter if you're in Alaska. If you want to fly out here and compete in a Mississippi competition, you're more than welcome. Zach, I can't really say his last name.
Roussenville, maybe. Zach's a hell of a guy. Just a great guy all around. Great for the sport. But look, I digress. We're going down a rabbit hole. Our competition tomorrow, this will be Dakota's first powerlifting meet, my 6th or 7th. I'm getting seasoned finally.
Yeah.
Dakota, we're not, I'm too superstitious. I don't call totals. Openers. What are you thinking on openers? Squat, bench, deadlift. Go.
All right. Well, first squat. I'm going to open up probably 405 is what I'm thinking, depending on how warm-up goes. Squat's kind of one of my harder lifts. It really depends on the day. Bench. I'm probably going to open at 315-ish, maybe 295, probably 295 if I had to guess. Again, we're going to have to see how the warm-ups are. And then deadlift, which is my strong suit for as weak as I am. I'm planning on opening up at 545 pounds. I think either that or about a solid 550. We're really going to have to see. We ain't exactly sure if we're going to be going by kilograms or pounds yet. So once we get up there, we'll really be able to figure it out and do our game plan. What about you, Jacob? What's your plan?
Squat is, ever since that second time I tore my quad really spooked me. I haven't went past 575 but once since then, and it's just that fear of rolling it up again. But I kind of want to push it this time, so I think I'm going to open pretty conservative. I'm going to open in that 520, 525 range, something I can hit comfortably.
And I've seen you rep that out multiple times at the gym, so I think that'd be, as long as you want to tell them what you're going through right now to give a little motivation that anybody can lift.
I'm getting over the tail end of shingles. And it is right where my belt sits. It has made the tail end of the peak awful. My peak bench, my peak deadlift too. My peak deadlift was when the shingle started. I hit it. My peak bench I hit when it was at its worst. And this week I just went beltless on all my lifts leading into the competition, just trying to alleviate it. I wore a belt today. It felt pretty good. So squat, I think I'll be fine on because I can hit pretty solid with or without a belt. Bench, I plan on opening around 400. I don't know if I'm going to open at 405 or maybe drop low, do a real conservative like 385, 390.
I'd probably go with the 385. But like again, we'll know when we get to feel the equipment and everything.
Yeah. And my thing is, every time I open at 385, it flies. I've done several meets there, but my issue is my jumps had to be too big to get where I want.
Yeah, I can see where that's an issue.
So 20-pound jumps for me on bench are hard. Like the jump from 385 to 405, well, in kilos it's 386 to 402. It's kind of, that ain't hard, but it's that jump from 402 to 418, or I guess in pound plates we do 405 to 420, 425. That last jump always throws me off. So I don't know where I want to go on that. Deadlift, I'm probably going to start about where you are. I'm thinking 545 to 555 range.
We'll probably be going eye to eye on the deadlift side of things.
I'm excited for that. I think it helps having somebody you can do the exact same warm-up with. You and I have trained, about 6 months now. Our deadlifts have been identical as far as our warm-ups. So I think that's really going to help us to be consistent. Well, Dakota, as I'm sitting here grabbing my mug, I got to ask. Now, I'm sipping on a cup of coffee because I'm an old man, and I'm also getting off that medicine for the shingles, so I can't have a cocktail. But I believe I made you a delicious cocktail a minute ago.
Yeah, you did. What exactly, was it vodka or?
Yeah. What kind of Red Bull did you have?
I had their brand new, it's a peach and cinnamon, and I highly, highly recommend it. Like, it's the new winter edition, and I'm a Red Bull fanatic. I've had every Red Bull you can think of that they make. So Red Bull, if you want to sponsor me, I'm just saying, I drink like more than one a day, so I do be paying y'all's bills. But he put a little bit of what kind of vodka?
Oh, it was. I think
he might not
Blue
be
Ice.
Blue Ice vodka.
Yeah, Blue Ice. It's an American potato vodka out of Idaho. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, I think it was. He might have had more vodka than soda in there.
You can't even taste it though. That's the crazy thing. I guess I'm just used to that cheap. What is it? Tito's tacos. Tito's. I'm used to the plastic jug vodka, so I'm not used to that fancy potato stuff.
Living that New Amsterdam life.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. So looking forward to tomorrow. This will be Dakota's first competition. This is also the first MASA powerlifting meet. So what an exciting time. Mm-hmm. But being an unsanctioned meet, we have the unique decision. We have the option to wear a singlet or just to do shorts and a t-shirt. For obvious reasons with the shingles, I'm leaning towards shorts and a t-shirt on mine just because I don't want to irritate it right as I'm getting well. But Dakota, I believe I have in my closet a singlet just for you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will probably be one of the only guys wearing a singlet there, but it's going to make for awesome videos. I've never wore one before, so it's going to be interesting. I've never lifted in one before. So that's going to be very interesting, and I think I'll look good in it though. But I could be butt naked and I'd look good. So
I think you can pull off a onesie. Plus, for your first powerlifting meet, if we're going to count it as a meet, you gotta have the onesie on.
I have to. So that's going to be interesting. We'll have some videos on my social media and his social media, and we'll let y'all know our social medias at the end of this podcast.
But in our introductions, I think I may have cheated here. I slipped in the lawyer part, and y'all will hear me complain and tell random stories. So to open the door to Dakota's random stories, Dakota, you are the main mechanic for a pipeline company, correct?
I wouldn't say the main mechanic because I have a group of guys, but I'm one of the mechanics for my company that I work for. It's not that interesting. It's not more interesting than his. It's just that's how I get as strong as I am. These are cornbread muscles right here, fed muscles right here, and I just stumbled in my words bad. I will be doing a lot of that.
Cornbread fuck. That is this man's new nickname, baby. That's what I'm talking about. We'll have to put the little mature logo on
Well, yeah.
Oh gosh, give people a warning. Don't listen with your kids. Dakota may
Unless
drop
you're that
the
kind
F-bomb.
of parent. I know that now these days there's a lot of those kind of parents out there. So
My mother would have beat me upside the head.
my mom too.
If I even heard somebody drop the F-bomb.
Yeah. Why are you watching that? Oh, get off the powerlift meet we got coming up. I do want to talk about. I had just got some new equipment at the gym.
It's pretty cool too.
Titan Fitness. I got their 45-pound wagon wheel plates, which I will be training with because I have a strongman competition coming in April. I can't remember the exact date, but I know it's going to be in April. And I competed in it last year, the Red Brick Rumble. And it's probably one of the better strongman competitions I've competed in. They really support the athletes. Like, it's crazy. Like, we got a swag bag from there, and then we got a free piece of gym gear, straps, slingshot. Which slingshot, they sponsored part of that competition last year, and they all handed us out, a free item, which was awesome. And it's just, it's a good, if you're just getting into strongman, this is part of MASA, you need to sign up for the Red Brick Rumble and you need to compete. Don't even care what place you do. It's just, you're going to be competing with some of the best guys. I've made some really good friends competing in that. Just like I did at Alabama Strongest too. I met a bunch of guys from Louisiana and Alabama from there, and they're just the coolest guys ever. I mean, they do want to beat me in a competition, so they're looking out for me on that. Because nobody think I was going to win second place at Alabama, I don't think. I didn't think I was going to win second place. I thought I would have been behind on the pack, but, I did pretty good. And these two trophies I won, they were for novice. And next year I will be going into the opening, so I will be competing with the big dogs. And more than likely, I would like to cut down to middleweight, but it looks like I'm going to be in heavyweight, so,
Because somebody won't follow the diet plan we went on.
It's hard for me to lose weight. It really is.
What I hear is excuses. See, Dakota said he failed to say we. As a deal for him doing this powerlifting meet, I have to do one strongman event.
You do.
And Dakota knows that I'm trying to lose weight. And I'm sitting about 244 now. So he wants me to cut down to the 231. He wants to stay heavy because he's afraid if I were in the open with him that I would absolutely kick his ass.
I wouldn't say I'm scared, but
he's cognizant of the fact that he would lose.
I would like for both of us to win first place because it wouldn't seem fair if we both, had a fight over it. Or that might actually make it a little bit better. I mean, if you don't want to cut down to that, Jacob, you can more than well compete with me. I'll take it all day long. You're going to either end up competing with me or my twin brother. So,
Yeah, shout out to Daniel, but I plan on beating both of them. I might do one meet in your weight class and beat you, and another in Daniel's and beat him.
You can do that.
Or I might compete in both and lose in both. We'll
see.
Have to
Strongman's new to you, which is newer to me too. I think in total this year, I've done 3 strongman competitions, and this will be my first powerlift meet, which honestly, for competing, that is a lot.
Oh yeah, I try to do 2 a year. If that, it's hard to do. It's hard to do 4 in a year, and I think you've definitely stayed active. But getting back to the wagon wheels, I'm excited about these. Let's see, we tested them so far on the 13-inch deadlift and on the clean and press as well. Yeah. We haven't done the axle yet.
We haven't. We also, which a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people use it for this, but for those wagon wheels, in my head, I think they're awesome for floor press.
Self-spotter. We do a lot of, so if anybody's ever pressed a log, which is strongman, you do log, a 12-inch log works the same muscles as a floor press. It's the same range of motion. It's the same muscles worked. And a great way to train your lockout on a log press is to do floor press. But the issue with floor press is you got to go heavy with that reduced range of motion. But if you get stuck, you are in a bad spot.
Yeah, you feel like you're going to die. I've almost died a couple times doing it. But I mean, hopefully with these wagon wheels, I mean, it's going to take away the fear of dying, which is one of the main reasons I go to the gym. Put heavy weights on there. Hopefully it kills me, right? I'm just kidding, y'all.
We're gonna get you a therapist, buddy.
I do need one. I'd like bad, but this is my therapy right here. So, we're really excited about these wagon wheels, and I'm gonna talk more about equipment I get for the gym, because I have a bad habit of buying stuff, workout stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff in that gym I bought, which I'll give them a shout out on our first podcast. Smash Fitness is where me and Jacob works out in Newton. I store a lot of my strongman equipment there, and anybody who wants to go up there and use it, you're more than willing to use it. If you break it though, you buy it, and they got you on video. So just let you know.
Plug in the camera there.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my stuff. It's on camera.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if it breaks because you put too much weight on it, I probably don't want to mess with you, because I haven't broken any of that way yet. Yet. It's going to happen. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting there. I'm stronger than your average person, but I'm still, not stronger than some of my role models. So.
Well, man, it's getting late. I think we need to call it.
Yeah, we do got that power lift meet in the morning. And
bright and early. Got to weigh in.
Yeah, weigh-in is at, 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock, and the meet starts at 9. So we got a good 2 hours there to get weighed in, get our equipment checked, and just kind of relax. Get our minds right going into the meet. I'm super excited. I hope to hit some PRs. Dakota, every lift you do will be a PR, because you'll be meet PRs in every one.
It'll be my first meet, so it'll be all my meet PRs. And I do want to beat some of my personal best, actual just lifts all the time. Hopefully, I will do that. I'll probably hit what I know I can hit on bench, because bench is just one of them things that I don't want to go for. But definitely on my deadlift and my squat, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna push them pretty hard, probably too.
All gas, no brakes going into the meet.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Look, feel free to comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Please hit that like button and subscribe.
And if you want to be a guest or anything, hit us up on our social medias. All my social medias is going to be strongest_catfish. You can get me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I'm not going to give you all my Facebook. You can just look that up. But Jacob, what's your handles? Give them.
Well, so I'm not as cool as Dakota. I only have one handle. Mine's going to be on Instagram. It's going to be jhamm, HAMM_15. Give me a follow. I'm not near as active on social media. I feel like if you follow mine, you're just going to see where I'm tagged on all of Dakota's posts. But
yeah.
I'm going to try to get more active. Since we have the podcast now on social media. He's dragging me into it.
Well, I'm trying to get us, a little, or 15 minutes of fame, which, being you're a lawyer around here, everybody knows you. I'm trying to let everybody know me.
Maybe get sponsored by Dude Wipes along the way.
I would. Red Bull, Red Bull, Dude Wipes, Cerberus, Titan, any of y'all want to hit us up?
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all listening in. We'll be in I anticipate either tomorrow night or next week sometime. I don't know, that's a wide range, but we'll get our episode recapping the meet, and hopefully sometime soon after this we'll have our first guest. We do plan to do interviews, and if you'd like to be on the show, give us a message. Till then, thanks guys. Stay strong.